Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you are fine. Okay. Today, because of weather conditions due to heavy rain, so online classes have been cancelled due to network problem. So again, I am making video and sending you. You see it, read it thoroughly, and if you feel any difficult, you can ask questions through WhatsApp. Okay, I give you answers. I don't delay it. Okay, take your notebook, sit at one place, switch off your TVs, and listen to me. Once I make the reading, you just listen how I read. Today's topic is the Jamindars exploitation of the peasants. The Jamindars exploitation of the peasants. Children, Jamindars means you know very well. These are appointed by Nizam in Hyderabad state. Okay, and these Jamindars are mediators between Nizam means ruler, emperor, and between the Nizam and the people. Okay, whatever Nizam says, that they tell the people, and what type of works and what type of problems people are facing, they tell these problems to the ruler, and on behalf of ruler they collect decided or fixed taxes, revenue, or sometimes rent from the peasants and pay to the ruler. Peasants means farmers. Okay, now once I read it, you listen. Jamindars exploitation of the peasants. Exploitation means here spoiling. Exploitation is nothing but spoiling. That means, suppose Jamindars have to collect 10 rupees from one peasant for 6 months. They collect 20 rupees for 6 months of period from the peasant. This is called exploitation. Collecting 10 rupees extra is called, that is exploitation. Okay, sometimes they beat the peasants also. Sometimes they remove the peasant and they appoint another peasant there. So this type of things are called exploitation. Sometimes they make them to work day and night. They don't give any money, and whoever asks the money, they beat them. That is called vetti. So this is called what? Exploitation. Okay, once I read it, you listen. During the colonial period, peasants were forced to do vetti. Vetti means work without wages. In your textbook, it's given in the bracket. Many peasants could not cultivate their own fields properly. They could not improve their fields. Their plight can be understood through a government report written in 1878. So the report says that the peasants did not try to dig well on their lands or irrigate it, nor did they try to burn their fields or dig drains or use fertilizers. They do nothing to improve their land because they fear they can be evicted from their land at any time. If they improve their farming, the Jamindar immediately increased the share he takes from them. But the Jamindars also prevent the peasants from improving their fields because they are afraid that the peasants would then start asserting their rights over the land. Children, here what happened during the colonial period. Colonial period means during the British rule. During the British rule, British ruled whole India. But our Hyderabad, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, a part of Andhra Pradesh, total Telangana, few districts from Maharashtra, few districts from Karnataka, these are under the control of Nizam, and that time it was called Hyderabad state. Hyderabad state. So Nizam ruled it directly, but he followed principles, rules and regulations of British, because Nizam was not independent. Okay, so he paid taxes, revenue to the British, and started ruling. Because of that, during the colonial period means British rule, the peasants were forced to do vetti. See here, vetti, vetti, vetti. Vetti means children. Here you see, I am underlining the word here, vetti. Children, one word is given here, vetti. Vetti means, that is, without giving any rupee to the labor, making them to work in the field. Okay, that is called vetti. That is in the Jamindar's fields. Many peasants could not cultivate their own lands properly. They could not improve their fields. Their plight can be understood through a government report written in 1878. Actually, many peasants, farmers, they could not cultivate their agricultural land. They could not plow it. Okay, they could not develop it, because during the 1878 government released one report. As per that report, why didn't they cultivate their own land? Why didn't they develop their own land? Means here there were some problems mentioned in the report. Because of that, they didn't even develop their own land. They didn't cultivate their own land. Because see, the report is here. The report says that the peasants did not try to dig well on their lands or irrigate. Why they didn't dig well? Well means, do you know, children? Well. Bavi. Nowadays, all bore wells are there. But in those days, no bore wells, open wells. Okay? But they didn't dig open wells. In well, what is there? In well, water. Through that water, they irrigate the crops. But they didn't dig the well even. What's the reason? Here one reason is there. Nor did they try to bund their fields or dig drains or use fertilizers. They didn't dig wells, first thing. Even they didn't bund their field. Means they didn't even make a field. Bund means, if you go to paddy crop, you see four sides some bunds are there. Because they irrigate, they fill it with water. Yes or no? That is bunds. కట్టలు అంటారు కదా చిల్డ్రన్, కట్టలు. ఒడ్లు అంటారు కదా, ఒడ్లు, పొలంలో ఒడ్లు ఉండయా, వరి నాటేస్తే చుట్టూ, అవి బండ్స్. అండ్ దే డిగ్ డ్రైన్. దే ఈవెన్ didn't dig drains. Drains means small channels to irrigate the crop. Channels means small channels to irrigate water. Through channel they send water. That water flows in channel and goes to the crop. Okay, drains and kalvalu. Use fertilizers. Even they didn't use fertilizers also. Fertilizers means, most of your farmers children, you have 20 to 15 acres of land. It is common word, but the people who live in cities and towns knew what to them. Yes or no? Fertilizers means these are chemical materials made to use in the crop to get more yield, or more production. Fertilizer is a chemical material. For what purpose it is made? It made to use in the crop. or field. Why? To grow crop more, to give more production. That is called fertilizers. Okay, children, good. Next, are you listening or not? Where are you running here and there? I am able to see. Okay, okay. Good, very good, very good. Listen to me, you are good children. They do nothing to improve their land because they fear. Why they didn't dig drains? Why they didn't dig well? Why they didn't use fertilizers? Because they have fear. What is that fear? They can be evicted from their land at any time. Evicted means children removed. Right? Difficult word. This is EVICTED. EVICTED. Evicted means removed from the field. So they had fear. What fear? What was that? They can be removed at any time from the field. Because of that, they didn't develop. Suppose one farmer developed. You imagine that one farmer dug well and made bunds, developed drains. They made it super or good, beautiful. But all of suddenly in middle of the crop, if they are removed, then he loses everything. Yes or no? Then somebody will be appointed. That person will get more benefit. Who developed? So nothing he will get because he lost that field. Because of that field, there was no guarantee that he would only get benefit from the developed field. Because of that fear, they didn't develop anything. Very good. If they improve their farming, the Jamindar immediately increased the share he takes from them. One more fear. Suppose here who is sufferer? Farmer or peasant. Okay, so he should dig the well, he should develop drains, he should develop agricultural land, he should use fertilizers, day and night he should take care about the field and he should produce. When production comes more, then Jamindar takes half of the production. He increases his share. At the time of beginning in the month of June or agricultural time, they make one agreement. But if production comes more, again he changes that agreement and he increases his share. If production comes less, but in that case he didn't decrease his share, that peasant must pay as per the agreement. See here, the defaulter Jamindar is very cunning fellow. Yes or no? When production increases, he is increasing his share. He is breaking what he made agreement. But when production decreases due to lack of rainfall or anything, but he is not decreasing his share. A very clever man, cunning person. Yes or no? Good, good. Are you following? Any difficult? I think no difficult. Yes. Social means it is special subject. So you show much interest and listen very carefully. You are good children. But the Jamindars also prevent the peasants from improving their fields because they are afraid that the peasants would then start asserting their rights over the land. Here Jamindars also had one fear. If a farmer develops his field and continuously he works in that field, after some days he demands. What he says? I have been cultivating this land for many years, for one generation or two generations, my grandparents and myself, and like that. So this land is mine. So he may demand his right. Because of that fear only, Jamindars also oftenly removing the farmers from that land. So farmers didn't have any interest to develop that land. Good, it's clear. Next slide we go to. Next, countless collections, cesses and payments. Countless collections, cesses and payments. Cess is nothing but the tax only, it is type of tax. Okay, in previous class we learned rent, revenue, cess, it is also one type of tax. The Jamindars also tried to extract as much money as they could from the peasants under a variety of pretext. So the peasants also had to regularly supply ghee, milk, vegetables, jaggery, straw, cow dung cakes, etc., free of cost to the Jamindar's house. This situation was there in many provinces of India. Bengal, big province children, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh had many powerful Jamindars. Children underline Bengal, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh had many powerful Jamindars. Each of them owned dozens or even hundreds of villages. The peasants kept trying to resist the excess of the Jamindars. Okay, children, here one thing is there. What is that means? Jamindars also tried to extract as much money as they could from the peasants under a variety of pretexts. See, here Jamindars, they impose different types of taxes on the people. Okay, different types of taxes on the farmers. Extract means getting or taking from the peasants. Okay, different types of taxes. Next, the peasants also had to regularly supply. Peasants regularly they had to do one thing. What was that, children? Ghee, amma, milk, oh, vegetables, jaggery. Do you know jaggery? Jaggery comes out from sugar cane. Near Metpalli, that is Metla Chittapur or something. There is one jaggery or sugar cane, sugar mill is there. Once you go and see it, but don't eat sugar, you just see it. If you have any doubt, you ask them, they explain you. But don't take sugar and put in your pocket. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa, eating sugar, no, Papa. Very good. Jaggery, straw, cow dung, cakes. My God, farmers should supply all these things to the Jamindars. Ghee, very precious item which comes from milk. Milk also free. Vegetables, oh my God. Now 1 kilogram of tomatoes is 50 rupees. Even then also farmer must give it to the Jamindar freely, free of cost. Jaggery, straw, and straw means that dried grass. Okay, after harvesting it dries, that is for Jamindar's animals. Cow dung cakes, children, village children you know very well, city children you don't know. Do you know cow? Yes, it gives us milk. For Hindus it is a holy animal. From that dung they make cakes. Cakes means not birthday cakes. So they just, do you know double rotte? Double rotte or bread? Double rotte. Before this bread system, there was double rotte system. But nowadays also double rottes are there, but very less. So with they make that dung, they make round and put outside in the sunlight. It dry, it becomes like a cake. So that's why cow dung cakes, not that birthday cakes which we buy in the shops, sweet houses. Okay. Next, it etc. free of cost to the Jamindar's house. My God, working without taking any money, first thing. Supplying all this to the Jamindar, really it is a headache, children. Because of that, they did not like Jamindars. This situation was there in many provinces of India. Malsar, what is province? Yes or no? Very good. Oh, you are intellectuals. Asking questions. Provinces, yes or no? Good. India during the colonial rule. Colonial means British rule. India was divided into three provinces. Okay, three provinces. The big province is Bengal province. Big province is Bengal. Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, Assam, and all these. Okay, like that. Next year, Madras and other areas. In okay, children. Next to Bombay and Madras, divided into three provinces. And here you see next this situation was there in many provinces. Provinces means whole India divided into three parts. Now how many states are there? Many states are there, 29. Yes or no? 29 like that. But many states now. But in those days, total divided into only three provinces. But the main ruler from Bengal province. Remaining Madras and Chennai. Okay, there are also some in charges are there. Yes, very good. Now come here. Bengal, Bihar, and Uttar Pradesh had many powerful jamindars. Oh my God! West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. In these three places, very powerful jamindars were there. And how are they? Each of them owned dozens or even hundreds of villages. Under one jamindar, dozens or hundreds of villages. Means depending on the power or capacity, ability of the jamindar. Dozen means children. Dozen bananas we ask. Dozen means 12. Dozen means 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 number comes, na? That is, okay. Even hundreds of villages sometimes. My God, hundreds of villages. And here, peasants kept trying to resist the excess of the jamindars. My God, peasants kept trying to resist the excess of the jamindars. Sometimes peasants also resist means stop, prevent the excess of the jamindars. Whenever the jamindars do some extra activities or force the farmers, trouble the farmers, they also resisted in different ways. Okay, children. Next slide, and next slide is children, Doras and peasants of Hyderabad state. Doras and peasants of Hyderabad state. Children, very good, very good. Here, next to Doras and peasants of Hyderabad state. Okay, Doras means you know very well. Who is Dora in our Telangana region? Doras even today also there. Yes or no? Dora means 1 or 2 villages, sometimes 3, 4 villages. He was in charge before we get independence, before 1947. Okay. Even after that also, up to 1970, 80 also, they continued. But after that, different movements came. Due to that, this system was cancelled. Doras and peasants of Hyderabad state. Now we see who were Doras, how they behaved. Who were peasants, what were their problems. Peasants means you know farmers. Doras means you know some persons in charges of the villages or landlords, we can say, like Jamindar, Dora. In our Telangana region we called Dora. If we go to Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, there they called Jamindar. Okay, that is the thing. And there now once I read it, listen. In the Hyderabad state, under the Nizam rule, there were many forms of subordinate chieftaincies like Jagirdars and Samasthanadars, Inamdars, who ruled like independent chiefs. They collected revenue from the lands under them and gave a small part to the Nizam as peshkhas, and kept the remaining with him. They were also responsible for the administration of their areas. In the Hyderabad state, there were about 1500 jagirs spread over 6535 villages and 14 samasthanams over 497 villages. About 1400 villages were directly under the Nizam as his personal jagir, called Sarf-e-Khas. The rest of the kingdom was administrated as described below. Children, how was the Hyderabad? Once you see in Hyderabad state, under the Nizam rule, there were many forms of subordinate chieftaincies. Means, first directly Nizam under some samasthanam dars are there, some inam dars are there. Again under their control, some small jagirdars were there. Okay, even today also in some of the villages, our elders they use one word. Did you listen any time? No, but I heard many a times they tell, is it your jagir? That means, is it your jagir means, ఇది నీ భూమా, ఇది నీ జాగీరా? They question like that in Telugu. Yes or no? How that word came from this jagir means in charge of particular land. Okay, suppose this is my jagir means this is my land. I have all the authority over that land. Okay, see, like jagirdars, first Nizam under samasthanam dars and inam dars. Next to jagirdars, like this system, chain system, who ruled like independent chiefs. Jagirdars ruled like an independent ruler, and above inamdars were there, they were also ruled independently. Above them who were there, samasthanarams, they were also felt independent. Nizam himself, he felt independent. Then who should work under all these people? Peasants. Okay, they collected revenue from the lands under them and gave a small part to the Nizam as peshkhas. Children, this is Urdu word. The jagirdars, inamdars, samasthanamdars, they collected revenue from peasants and a part of it they gave it to the Nizam, and that is called peshkhas. See, they collected revenue from the lands under them and gave a small part to the Nizam as peshkhas. So question comes to children, what is peshkhas? Okay, that question comes, what is peshkhas? Then answer is that amount collected from the peasants and given to the Nizam, that is called peshkhas. Is it clear? Nothing, simple, collected from the peasants, given to the Nizam, that's all, peshkhas. What is there? Who did this job? Inamdars, jagirdars or samasthanadars. Okay, and kept the remaining with them. My God, see, small part they gave it to the Nizam, but major part kept with them. How clever they were, like you. Kept with them. Very good. Achha, I forgot. Are you listening, children? Watching TV? No. Listen. Yes, you are best children in the world. I know. You listen. Very good. They were also responsible for the administration of their areas. Inamdars, samasthanamdars and jagirdars were responsible for the ruling. Administration means ruling of their village, like sarpanch. Now sarpanch is ruler of village. Yes or no? Sarpanch is responsible for street light, drainage canals, some developmental activities in the village, and everything. Is a political leader and ruler in those days also. Yes or no? Jagindars, Inamdars were rulers. In the Hyderabad state, there were about 1500 Jagirs spread over 6535 villages and 14 Samasthanams over 497 villages. Children, this is you remember. See, Hyderabad state, there were about 1500 Jagirs. 1500 Jagirs spread over 6535 villages. Okay. Next, 14 Samasthanams were there. How many Samasthanams? 14. Over how many villages? 419 villages. How many Jagirs were there? 1500. Over how many villages? 6535. Nothing to worry. Just remember 6 comes first. Minus 1 5 6 5. Next is 3 plus 2. Yes or no? You add 2 to 3. 2 plus 3 5 means 3 5. 6 5 3 5. Otherwise you remember mobile number. How do you remember? Like that only. 6 5 3 5. Good. Okay, you are clever. About 1400 villages were directly under the Nizam as his personal Jagir called Sarf-e-Khas. Oh my God! Under Nizam directly 1400 villages. From that 1400 villages, whatever the revenue, Jagir, cess, revenue, rent, whatever it comes, directly it goes to the Nizam. That is called Sarf-e-Khas. That means own. Sarf-e-Khas, it is Urdu word because Nizam followed Urdu language. During the Nizam's rule in our Telangana also there was Urdu only. Okay. After getting independence, slowly Urdu converted into Telugu. Nowadays, Telugu is our mother tongue, but mostly what we are following? English. Yes. Nizam has his personal Jagir called Sarf-e-Khas. The rest of the kingdom was administered as described below. Now we go down. Next slide we see the children. Ayo, Sumendra. Okay, children. Below that, next slide. Good. The Nizams who ruled Hyderabad state were under the British and had to follow their policies. In the beginning itself, I told Nizam was not an independent ruler. Yes, he was also a dependent ruler. Dependent means depended on British because British were independent rulers in India. Okay, and next this Nizam just paid some tax to them and ruled Hyderabad state. He was also a dependent ruler, not independent. The British, because of that, he followed British policies. In the first half of 19th century, they tried to collect maximum land revenue through Deshmukhs and it resulted in desertation of lands by peasants and complete decline of agriculture. In the beginning, the first beginning of 19th century, what happened? They appointed some Deshmukhs in the villages or towns. What was the duty of Deshmukhs? They collect high revenue from the peasants. Then peasants, when they could not pay high revenue, what happened? They desert the villages. Desert means, children, do you know desert of Rajasthan? Have you ever been to Rajasthan desert? No. Okay, very good. No problem. Whenever you get time, once you go and see. Desert means nothing is there. Only sand is there. Okay. Here all farmers left the villages and went somewhere else. That is called desertification. Why, sir? Why did they leave? Means because they could not pay high taxes. Okay, because the Deshmukhs problems and they left the villages. In view of this situation, the Nizam's government set up a new land revenue arrangement by which the government appointed district officials to collect land revenue directly. Next year, Nizam government, so they thought, they planned one more thing. Instead of this system, directly they appointed some officials. One official in charge of one district, head of one district. What was his main duty? He must collect some tax and give it to the Nizam. So the old landlords were compensated with an annual payment called rusum, and they were also given patta rights of full ownership over the land and the adjoining wastelands and forests. Because here Nizam appointed some officials for one district as the in charges, they collected tax and given to the British. Then before that there were some jamindars, rulers, means they were compensated. Compensated means all these days they worked. For that, only one thing, after retirement, government gives some amount to the government employees. Yes or no? What? Okay, Nana, you served a lot. Now you got old age. You take rest. Live with this amount. Yes or no? Cool down. You use this amount and live. That is called compensation only. Here also, for all these days you served a lot. Take this amount, you live. And we are not leaving you simply. You have rights. Patta means having rights over the land. Even today also we use patta. Suppose we have 5 acres of land means on that one number is there, our father name and everything, how much land, where it is located, details are there. That is called patta or passbook. Once go to MRO office and ask all these details. Yes or no? Otherwise you ask your parents. One passbook is there. Passbook means we know only bank passbook. But here not like that bank passbook, children. Always thinking about money. Here land also one passbook is there. Every farmer. Okay? Good, you are clever. Next, let me tell one more thing. And again, pattas, some land was given to them and they have rights over forest also. They got some rights over forest and adjoining of wasteland. If there was any wasteland, that was adjusted to them only, and they got again more benefits. As the landlords realized that there was a large export market for several agricultural products like castor, groundnut, etc., they brought more wastelands under cultivation. Okay, children, today we stop here, and day after tomorrow again we will meet in next episode or in next class. Yes, thank you. You read lesson, read thoroughly. If you feel any peshkash, samasthanams, inamdars, jagirdars, write each word 5 times and send it to me once I see it. Don't forget, you follow Lucida. Do you remember? Forgot? Oh my God, Lucida, Lucida. Write Lucida. Yes, if you write in Lucida, I correct. Suppose if you do not follow Lucida, I don't correct. Okay? Good children. Thank you. Bye. See you.